Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Big Homies Corner right here on the Big Homies channel. Tonight is a little different. Usually, you see me and Mike here sitting talking about reptiles and stuff, and about the animals we all love. But tonight we're doing something a little special. This is our pilot episode. If you've been around the channel for a while, you already know homies who we rock with, and one of those guys has been killing it behind the camera. Uh, and not in front of it. I'm talking about Joe Fisherman Photography. If you ever seen the insane reptile photos floating around Instagram, those crazy detailed macro shots, the animals looking like they're straight out of a nature documentary, yeah, that's Joe. So tonight, we're testing something out. This is the first ever pilot episode for Joe. So let's go ahead and break it down and let's get Joe in here. We also have a big mic. Welcome
What's
you
up,
guys to
everybody?
the show. What's going on? How
What's
you
up?
Got
doing,
What's
my,
up?
man?
is my microphone working?
Yes, sir. You sound
Okay.
good.
Yep.
We
Danger.
going we gonna jump in the chat real quick, gentlemen. That's Big Mike right there, double dipping. What's up,
What's up,
homies? Smash
everybody?
the like button and go subscribe to the channel. We got Dickie Foster in the building. What's up, Dickie Foster? Love
What's up,
that name.
Dickie? How's it going? Appreciate the support.
217 Pythons. Bro, I just had your name in my head and then I
What's
lost
up,
it.
Will?
That
Amish
is
Will?
Will. Thank you.
What's
What's up,
causing?
Will? Thanks for dropping in. This one too. I have a hard time remembering the pie man.
Dwight. What's up, Dwight, my
Dwight,
brother?
that's it.
Well,
Yeah. Thank
I
you,
appreciate
Dwight,
the
for
music
dropping
you
in,
send me
man.
every morning, and it helps me out a lot through the day. I appreciate that, Dwight.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, he sent you those too?
Yep, yep. Good, good
Yeah,
dude. Yeah,
man. I get
he's
them a
going through a
lot.
lot right now, and so
Yep.
all the prayers go up to him too. So
Yeah, man, for
seems like it's
sure.
a bad year for everybody, but so
It's only as bad as you make it, man.
yeah, yeah. A lot of
So, Joe, what do
positive
you
people, and so
What's up, Boza?
Oh, Boza's just dropped in. What's up,
what's up,
man?
Bozo? We
Thanks for
appreciate
dropping
you.
in, buddy.
And we'll go ahead and say this as I know the Big Homies breakdown. Well, the Big Homies corner has always been at 8 Eastern, but the Big Homies corner is also going to go back to 8 Eastern.
The big
Um,
homies breakdown.
yeah, yeah, you got it.
Yep.
Big always breakdown.
Yeah, the
Big
breakdown
homies.
is going back to 8 Eastern also. So,
Down.
all right, Joe, we got you.
What's
This is
up,
your
Cable
pilot show.
James?
I know it's not your first time on the show, but um, we'll rock
It's his
with it.
first time on the pilot episode, though.
There you go.
Pilot. The pilot. All right, what's
Houston.
up,
You got
guys?
for us, Joe.
Dude,
What's up, Joe?
huge shout out to Dickie Foster, man. Dickie, you are always in the chats, man, supporting
Everywhere.
everybody's webcast. I cannot say enough how awesome it is for like all the channels out there. Thank you for all that, man. And thank you for everybody else showing up. So everybody that's in the chat and watching, I'm gonna keep reminding everybody, if you've got questions, throw them up in the chat. You got questions, this is the time. This is what we want to do is, ask photographer questions. I don't care if they're silly, if they're super technical, anything to do with photography, ask. And I'll do my best to answer it. Sometimes they're not going to be a black and white answer. Sometimes it'll be an opinion or preference. There's stuff out there I'm still learning. So like these, right? Action cameras, GoPros, Instas, DJIs, video stuff. I'm still learning that. I'll give you the knowledge that I know, but we're still learning a lot of that stuff. Like we just switched over. We have been filming on an Insta 360 there for a while. So those of you that have been watching Big Homies and Trench After Dark will notice that I'm a little less fish-eyed, which means I'm a little less concave there, convex. I can't remember which one. We switched over to an Insta 360 Ace Pro 2, which will give us a little bit more usability because we like the other Insta 360 stuff so much. But
Hey,
I'm sure
Joe.
that GoPro and DJI will be awesome too. What's up, buddy?
Hey, I think the wife is staring a hole through you. Did you break the bank for that stuff? Because she looks like she's going to throw you on the couch.
Oh, these
Ordered
things?
it for him.
Oh, these things? These
Yeah.
are just little babies. Hold on,
Oh,
we'll get the big babies. It's big babies time. Not you, sweetheart. You're always big babies. Uh-oh. What do we do with the other camera? Is
It's
that upstairs?
upstairs, Joe.
Uh-oh. We'll just bring down the little babies then. Big babies looks like this, but is way more expensive. So this is an Olympus. This is a cheap guy. In its day, it was about a $3,000 body. The lens is like, what was the lens? It was like 1,100-1,200 bucks, something like that is what it's going for new. Not too bad.
Wow.
I got that guy used for like 700. So
There you
yeah,
go.
cheaper. Well, they're going for pretty cheap right now, because they're 5 flagship models behind now. And the reason I say that, it's good to know that you don't always have to, I'm off camera, have to break the bank for high quality gear. This guy takes amazing shots. I was actually starting to pull up some of that real quick, Sean. I was going to send you a couple things. Let the folks know exactly what you can do. Sent you one right there, and then I'll send you another one.
What'd you send it on, bud?
I sent it on Instagram. I think that was the easiest one for you. Or I can pull it up on.
Ooh. I like that. Hold on just a minute. I got to download all that real quick.
See, I can try it the other way too and bring it up on SteamYard in and of itself. But the point being is that you don't have to spend a bajillion dollars on photography gear to get some great results.
No, you have to spend a bajillion and one.
I have got quite a bit of money invested in photography gear, but I get paid for it. And
What? Nobody gets
I
paid.
well, so there's paid and then there's getting paid, right?
Yeah.
There are folks out there that charge 10K for a wedding. I'm not getting paid like that.
Yeah.
They're very, very, very good at what they do. They've got amazing marketing, and most of those folks actually have booking agents that deal with that stuff for them, and they got their high quality work noticed in the right way, and then became fashionable. But
Did you
they
send
also
me one
deal
or
with.
two of those, Joe?
I sent you one, buddy.
Okay, cool.
Just something to show up. Um,
Okay.
but to get paid at that level, you also deal with a lot of headaches too. So depends on what you want to do. We a little stuck there.
Yeah, let me try something different. All right. Well, let's see. Well, let me do it this way. Probably not. Yep, I knew it. Oh, so
Can you
that's
guys hear
not.
me now?
Oh, yep, we can
Yeah.
hear you, bud.
Okay, yeah, I was muted. I wonder if they're ever going to come out with a Fisherman model, a Joe Fisherman model with a bigger, quicker.
Oh, I doubt that.
Oh,
The
man.
J Fisherman 5000.
It's the button model.
All right. So normally when I do those pictures like that and I click on the button, it usually covers you up. I'm gonna throw you back. No, I can't throw you backstage. Hold on, let me change the layout real quick. I'll put myself and Mike back. You know what? Just I'll put myself backstage.
There it is. So the point of this picture is that this was taken with a $700 body that used to be a $3,000 body. The only thing that changed from when that camera was new to when it was used is just supposedly nicer things came out with more features. And I think that's something that gets forgotten in technology quite a bit, is that just because something nicer and newer comes out does not take away from the stuff that was out there originally. It doesn't make this camera take any worse photos. And the minute something new comes out, like I've got a Nikon Z9 as my main camera. That's the flagship model still, for Nikon. That's still a $5,500 body alone. But just because that's newer and got way sweeter tech on it doesn't make the photos that come out of this thing any less. It doesn't make them worse. And you can get some amazing deals on used cameras.
Dude, I had to hold on. Let me see if I could do it that way. All right, the detail on that gecko is incredibly well focused and detailed. Like I'm just looking at all the little scales and stuff on it, man. Like they're just
And
it's
so
really cool.
if you look closer, focus missed in certain points on this. and it wasn't quite tack sharp. This isn't the best and most perfect of images. And there are better images that this guy produced out there. But the main point is for most people, this is going to be a very nice image. I'm
Yeah,
used to
dude.
looking at these and I see all the faults and everywhere it missed.
Well, that's because you're your own worst critic, eh?
You have to be if you want to be good.
Yeah.
Now, is there
Um,
update? I'm sorry, Joe. Go ahead.
what you gonna ask, Mike?
I was gonna say with the newer cameras, is there like kind of like updates, kind of like there is on cell phones? So like hook it into the computer and update.
Yes, yes, there
Okay.
are.
Okay.
They call them firmware updates now, which I don't understand why they call them firmware when they're just normal software updates.
Thought it
But
was the
that's
software.
so that's what they do. But yes, and at a certain point in time, that's the only thing that goes down for these older cameras. Is at a certain point in time, the company stops, just like cell phone companies, except they made that illegal essentially. But the software updates stop coming. One of the reasons I liked my Nikon so much is that Nikon Z9 has continued to improve every year. There is at least one decent update every year to those cameras. No other camera company, no other model from even Nikon has ever had as many updates as the Z9 has had. The improvements overall in its autofocus, its tracking, and so many other things has gained by leaps and bounds. So every year, I'm getting a refreshed camera. So for me, that was money well spent. Um, Sony makes amazing cameras. Canon makes amazing cameras. So does Fuji,
That's
Olympus.
what I have, a Canon.
All make amazing, but nobody has done as many software / firmware updates as what Nikon has done. And that right there actually pays for itself a little bit. And I'm glad Mike brought that up because as I just talked about with the advancement in technology, when they're always throwing a new cell phone at you, right, Mike? Always want
Yeah.
you to buy the next newest, greatest thing. Well, they do that with cameras too. And instead of that, Nikon's like, hey, you paid a lot of money for this. We're going to keep you in this for a while longer. And we're going to hold off making the next Z9, the Z9 Mark II. We're gonna make you wait a while for that because we're gonna make that when that comes out be worth the money. And I'm like, why? Thank you, Nikon. Thank you
Wow,
for
that was
not
nice, right?
blowing through my money.
Yeah.
Where are the Nikon cameras like made and where they originate from?
Originally, they were all made in Japan. They're still owned out of Japan. Nikon, Canon, Sony, Fuji, most all of those are. And I think Olympus is now OM Systems, but still called Olympus. No, they still call them OM Systems now. They call them OM Systems now, but all owned in Japan.
Okay.
Some stuff is made in Japan, but some is farmed out to, let's see, mostly it's South Korea. Some is Vietnam, some is China, depending on which company.
I think that's where a
And
lot of the TVs are made there in South Korea
Yeah.
and
Oh
Vietnam.
yeah.
That was a big debate because Japan actually has some really high-end manufacturing facilities, and when they went away from that and started moving to South Korea, a lot of photography people got really twitchy. Believe it or not, some of the best bass fishing reels ever made and still made are made in Japan, not the U.S. Japan.
Is that where
Uh,
Shimano is made? I can't
Yeah.
it
remember.
There is.
was not
Okay.
anymore. A lot of
Where's
those are
it at
all
now?
of them are Taiwan or China.
Oh,
A
Yeah,
few of
I've
the
got
better ones are South Korea,
some
but
80s
the
and
best
90s
ones are
Shimano's.
still. And you'll know when you get a Japanese one. So instead of a $200 bass fishing reel, you're paying like 500, 800 bucks for it.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell a big difference.
That's my addiction, guys, is bass fishing. So let's not talk about that because my wife's probably watching, and I don't need her to come out here yelling at me about the damn fishing poles and the rods and the reels and the baits and
Don't tell your wives how much you spend.
okay. No.
Run away.
Run away.
I can talk about the camera gear because the camera gear pays for itself, but the bass fishing
Can't
gear
talk
gets
about
me
the
in
fishing
trouble.
gear. Yeah.
No, man.
Oh,
All your hobbies are going to cost you money, but cameras have the potential, and I say this very carefully, potential to make some of their money back,
Yeah.
but it's hard, and you're going to suffer for it.
So, my question to you is, let's say somebody like myself or Mike wanted to get into photography. What would you suggest we get as startup gear? But before you answer that question, we'll be right back.
Operation Deeds, Not Words 2 is dedicated to empowering and uplifting disabled veterans and first responders through unwavering support, meaningful resources, and real opportunities that honor their service and sacrifice. Our mission is to build a thriving, impactful organization driven by the shared vision, commitment, and accountability of our team, because when we work together, there is no ceiling on what we can accomplish.
We are equally committed to the growth of our team members.
All right, welcome back, everybody.
So this is like one of the best and most debated questions out there. What do we want to start out with? So budget is the number one question. Like, how much money do you have? All right. And there's a couple ways to do it. You can start small, start cheap, understanding that that is going to be a loss for you at some point in time in the future, because you're going to upgrade, and trying to get your money back out of that is going to be tough. It's one of those weird things. Camera values don't depreciate, but then trying to sell them is a pain in the butt. You'll sell like 2/3 of it or 3/4 of your gear, and then you struggle to sell the last little bit, and then you'll end up taking a loss on that little bit, which will then, of course, take you a loss overall. So it can be tough. Sometimes if your gear is in high demand, you'll sell it quick.
Yeah.
But it just depends on your region, where you're trying to sell it, or if you're trying to trade it into a camera shop. They got to make money too, so you're not going to get, just like trading a vehicle in, you're not going to get what you could get by selling it individually.
I heard that.
So with that in mind, understand that if you buy something that you're going to upgrade later, you're going to take a loss on that.
Yep.
Most likely you're going to take a loss on that, unless you're just really good at Facebook Marketplace. And I mean, you just got that touch to get stuff sold. It can be really tough. But that being said, used gear is one of my favorite places to go if you're a new shooter or have never done any shooting, or you're just looking to upgrade, like, and you're not ready to go to like the max level. Used is a great way to go. Going back to the Olympus before they bought it out, this is a flagship body. This is a $3,000 body. It's 8 years old now, I think, when they came out. 10 years old. Takes amazing photos. $700 for the body. OM Systems still makes all the lenses for it. It's a micro thirds sensor, not a full frame sensor, which means it's smaller, which means it's harder to capture light with it. There's some difficulties with that, but there are upsides too. It does a lot of cool stuff in body that no other camera does. You can hold this steady. It does what's called focus stacking. So it takes anywhere from 3 to 15 images in a row, and it moves the focus point up or down, and it gives you a nice stacked image, and it compresses all those images into one image in the body. That's a pretty cool technology. Every other camera out there does it by taking a whole bunch of images the same way, but then you have to take all those images out, put them on your computer, run them through software to do it, and is a way bigger pain in the butt. So, and pluses and minuses to both out going down the rabbit hole on that.
Shoot, they got camera phones that do that now.
Yes and no.
To stack the images?
Not this many. Their technology isn't able to do that yet, with the lenses that they've got. So usually to do this, all cameras and subjects have to hold still really well. So
right.
This is a macro thing. It's a focus stacking thing. So that way, if this is a snake right here, and we're gonna get something that shines the light a little bit better. So if this is a snake and it's looking towards you like this, you'll notice that parts of this are going to be in focus and parts aren't. So it'll do is it'll start taking a photo here and then move and then move and then move and then move, and it'll just move that focus point down the length of it, so that way more of it's in focus, which is actually that photo I had you pop up is a focus stacked image, which is why I can tell where the stacks actually miss, and I can see the missing focus points on that thing. But I know that I'm looking for
That
it.
makes sense.
That, or you can
Oh.
be like me. Oh, sorry, Joe. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Mike.
I was going to say, or you can be like me, trying to take a picture of something and just start hitting the burst button, and it takes 400 to 500 pictures before you know it. It's like, oh man, what just happened? Because I hit the button on the side, like the up and down arrow, the buttons on the side of it, like for the volume buttons. I didn't know those were to take bursts, and all of a sudden I'm taking 300 pictures within like 10 seconds.
Now,
And I got to go in there.
okay,
It's like, all right, you got to clear all these stupid things out because I don't know what I
Yep.
just did to it.
when's the last time you took photos, Mike?
Me was the other day. Whenever I'll take
So
my
you,
phone and I'll hold it up, it'll say like person's face with long blonde hair, slightly smiling to the left, and it'll say center. And when you have your phone on the center, it say it's center. Then it'll say capture. Then you can capture the picture on the cell phone with voiceover.
bro, I didn't know you could do all that.
Yeah.
That's kind of
So-
cool. I'm like,
So
how
that is
blind are you
the-
taking pictures? Like, honestly, that was running through my head.
Yeah.
You got an app that'll tell you.
Yeah, it's on the
Center.
iPhone. It's on the iPhone there. But yeah, there's a lot of different
That's freaking awesome, dude.
things you can
In-
do with that.
And by the way, there's technology coming out there too now that is going to allow that to happen with cameras. They're going to end up having you control it through like a tablet or a computer at first, but eventually it's going to come to the cameras itself. There are cameras out there. They're starting to have some of these things happen. The smart technology is starting to cross over, right? So this Insta360 Ace Pro 2 that we're taking right now, that is seeing me, that is doing all of this. One of the reasons that we got that, and I recommend everybody look that up. So going back to first cameras, stuff like that is not a bad way to go. Like I said, used $700 body with the kit for this Insta360, the Explorer kit, which gets you a little metal frame around it. I mean, that camera's tiny. It's that camera is smaller than my mouse. Okay. Now it gives it a little side body. It gives it this little grip on the side. And so you're like $500 into it, and you've got a camera that will do videos. It'll do live streaming. It'll do vlogs. So it gives you this opportunity to find out, do I like video better? Do I like stills better? Do I like a nice mix? I can use it as both, and I'm $500 into it. And here's a camera that now all of a sudden I don't have to get rid of. I don't have to sell it when I'm like, okay, I love stills. I want to do a ton of stills. So then we get a real stills camera with interchangeable lenses.
So,
That's
sorry,
to step
Joe.
into it. So that is where the real change lies. Interchangeable lenses are where true stills cameras start to shine, because now I can get a specific lens for a specific thing to do specific shots.
Specifically.
Since you brought that up with the different lenses,
Specific.
is there certain cameras that you can't use like aftermarket lenses for? Could you talk a little bit about that? That way, if somebody wants to get a camera and try to, use one for like landscape or like, way out in the woods, or, like
Yes.
a safari or
Yes, there-
something.
Yes, there are. So the ones that really don't do aftermarket lenses are mostly the new series of cameras, like the new Canons and the new Nikons, right? The Z mounts, which is what I shoot. They're just too new. They haven't gotten a whole bunch of. Eventually, they'll get aftermarket lenses for them, and the Canon RF have got a few that are starting to come out. Canon was really bad about that RF mount. They did not want to allow like Sigma and Tamron to be able to come out, which are the two of the main lens groups to come out with. There are a few specialty lenses which are like macro probe lenses, which are really weird. They're a finger size long lens that allow you to get up close to something and take close up without having a giant camera on it. They're finicky. They're manual focus. They're more of a high-end, intermediate, or expert level type lenses. When you start getting into true manual focus, you have to have a really good eye, and it can be very difficult and frustrating using manual focus because most people aren't used to it now with cell phones.
Does this disqualify me?
If your prescription is up to date, no.
Okay, cool.
If you're
As
like
soon
me,
as I
you have to
take them
hook it,
things off, I can't even see the stage, bro. I'm like, what?
if you're like me, you have to hook it through the computer, and I have a program, a system technology program called JAWS, and it talks and kind of tells me what's going on with the cameras and different things like that. So
Yeah, and that's
but
awesome. What an amazing world we live in that we can do that now. I
yeah,
think that's so
yep.
cool. That's where real technology now is starting to come out. So, uh, and I think Olympus doesn't have a lot of aftermarket lenses for it. It's got just a couple. But that being said, same with Fujifilm. That being said, their lenses are way less expensive than what Nikon and Canon's new mounts are. Their mirrorless mounts are. Um, and I would say that if it's an interchangeable lens camera, for the most part, you're going to be okay as far as lens availability for everything that you want to do. Certain mounts with brands have more. The Canon in their what they call their DSLR, their pre-mirrorless, they still had a mirror in them. Their camera bodies are going down, and their EF mount, which was their prime mount for years, has a bajillion lenses out there from Canon, from Sigma, from Tamron, and a million other manufacturers. And those are really nice cameras and lenses.
Hey, Joe, we
Yeah.
got a question for you.
Yes.
Karina, Joe, what editing do you recommend that isn't an arm and a leg?
Oh boy.
How many kids do you have?
So that's kind of a tough question. So there's a lot of great editing software out there. I'm not really in love with any editing software. They have not made it as user friendly as I would like to see for new people out there. Lightroom is probably the easiest to get a hold of, the easiest to use in general. What I don't like about some of the editing software out there, and Adobe shot the way, they watched what Netflix did and Amazon Prime and all these streaming services did. They went the same way. So you can't just buy the software. You have to rent it monthly. You can buy it per year, but what are we paying right now for Lightroom?
For the heavy one is like $30 some a month.
Yeah, so we're paying $30 a month for our editing software. There's worse. If in Adobe Suite is, if you're listening, Adobe, screw you, man. If they bundle stuff and you feel like you're going into a car dealer and they're trying to give you the undercoating and the extra ceramic wash and all that other jazz, because they will bundle. They have so many different little programs that they can throw in there, and they want to, like, here's the video group, here's this type of photography, there's that type of photography, and they always put that one you want in an entire bundle, and you can't just quite, so yeah, I'm not a huge fan of how they do that. Capture One is probably the next favorite out there. Capture One you can buy per year. You can buy that. No, I'm sorry. Well, yes, kind of per year. You can buy
That's right,
that.
all of them per year.
Cart.
So
You can buy it one-time payment, and you own that version of the software forever. But when they update it next year, you can pay for the update. I think now you don't have to buy the entire version. There for a while, you bought Capture One.
2012. It's like Word.
Yeah.
Office.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you exactly, like, you own that version for forever. But if you want to get the updates, you had to buy the whole new version of it. Now
That's
I
what
think
I've gotta
they're
do every
allowing you to
year.
just buy the updates with it and not get hammered for a whole new cost, because people are complaining about that. Like, you're as bad as the other one, just in a different way.
Yeah, I've
So,
got to do that every year for my program, my JAWS program. When you buy it, you get 2 years free, and then you get like the 6 months update, and then after that, you got to pay like $100 a year to get
Ooh.
the newest update. And
Yep. They do you like the drug dealers. First taste is free, baby.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
it's like
guys.
1,500
Well,
for the program, and good.
Family show.
we're gonna hit the break real quick, guys. First hit's free. All right.
Oh,
welcome
there's a
back,
girl. Got a
everybody.
big shot. I'm pointing in the wrong direction. Yeah,
Other
there.
What are
side.
you
Uh,
pointing to?
Yeah.
Big shout out to Kat and Mitzi.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
there,
Mitzi.
there they. Hey, there we go. Yep.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
I got another
I
quote
saw
from
Cat
Joe.
right before the break.
Ooh, I
They
gotta.
started-
I was gonna say I gotta throw something out there. There's a reason I said that. I got
Okay.
point. Just like a drug dealer, this stuff is super addictive, folks. Do not, and this is serious. Do not start jumping down the rabbit hole of you gotta have this gear. This is what they do. The software companies and the hardware companies will start marketing to you that if you don't get this gear, your photos are going to suck. If you don't do this, your photos are going to suck. That is so not true, and they will do that. And their marketing is so invasive in how they come into your mind. And I've watched so many people blow money they didn't need to on gear they didn't need to, and then wound up being unhappy.
So,
You can do a lot with that.
there's a lesson to be learned there, folks. Don't go chasing everything. Just do your research. Find a good camera for what you got, and I think that'll help you out. Now, a lot of
good.
us in the reptile industry. Now, I know you do a lot of different photography, from like tarantulas to gators to ball pythons, tree boas, everything, right? I think you've done a little bit of everything.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of us we use these little photo booths so we could take our pictures and put them on like Morph Market or Reptile Ads, I'd rather say, which is also a new sponsor of the show. Shout out to Reptile Ads. So you know what I mean? Like, but those pictures mean a lot because you can over edit them and then the customer is totally disappointed when the animal gets there, or you under edit it and people just go by because it's a shitty photo.
Yep.
So
I've
what do
had that
you
happen a couple
do, like from the home? Do you have like a photo box you use, or
Why, yes, I do. Mike, I wish
So-
you could see I'm making all kinds of silly faces tonight. I'm being a total goon.
I'm
Can
venomous.
imagine, especially at the shows.
because your
when we're-
husbandry is on point?
Right? Oh,
Yeah.
my wife's gonna. We can't see it. Hold on.
No. You don't need to show anymore. You can see my
There
hand.
she is. There she is.
Oh, Vanna.
Hi.
So let's see. I don't know if we've got that plugged in, but here in the back we've got a nice little light box. Let me see. I think we got some of this.
Where's the
plugged.
ball?
Oh, she's hitting me with it all the time.
Whoa! G-Paw's in the house. What's up, man?
Nothing's plugged in.
Yeah,
Nothing's
Joe's
plugged in.
got a-
Why would things be
Joe's got a
plugged
couple
in?
more quotes that know your animal, do your research. Now it's like know your camera and do your research.
All right. So here, folks, is the little light box where I've got
A bajillion cords.
a bajillion cords. Don't do this, folks. Don't ask your kids to come and help you clean up because they'll throw everything in a pile. And then they'll
Sweep it
run
under
and say,
the
I got you,
rug.
Dad. And when I got you, Dad means I did some stuff and it's good enough for me.
But it's
And
not
I
good
love my
enough.
boy. He does a lot of work for the. Bam. All right.
Mom
Now you
will
should
throw
be
it
able
in
to
the
see it.
light box.
Oh my.
That's a lot of light.
That's the light to heaven, bro.
Turn you down. Turn you
Oh
down.
my god.
Yeah, that
I'm
thing
half
is bright.
blind over here. How much light are you producing in that thing?
Not as much as what you'd think.
No wonder why your room's so green, bro. That light caused
Right.
everything to go green.
So that's one of the reasons I turned this guy on. So, and there's a reason why this is happening. So see how dark I am right now?
Yep.
This room is not as light as what you think. I picked these cameras, these particular cameras for webcams because they pick up so much light versus a standard webcam on your camera, or your laptop or something, or your tablet like that. These pick up so much light. Right now, it looks like this is super bright in there with my hand, but believe it or not, there's not enough light to take an actual photo with a real camera, with a real true lens. This right now, I've actually taken pictures with that maxed out on light at reptile shows. Okay, because there's so much ambient light around me, you don't notice it as much. But that
Bro,
leads me up to
if there's any bugs on any of those animals that don't belong there, they got cooked with that light, bro.
oh yeah.
All
If
of
you
them.
you bring me an animal to your to the show, you best be confident that you don't have any mites, because I'm gonna
Yeah,
see
bro.
'em.
That's
And
a no, dude. I had somebody take photos of my animals at the shows, and the photographer, amazing job. But I think that might have been how I ended up getting the mites, was being in a photo booth that was being used at the entire show.
They didn't clean it properly, is why.
I mean, that could be the case. I don't know what, you know, people's people's husbandry is for their photography gear. So I guess
Like it says
since I
right there,
understand.
my husbandry is on point.
Yes, I saw that earlier. You change it every week.
That's what the wives' job is to clean the booth. Every animal.
Oh
So-
yeah, and it's clean too.
Isopropyl alcohol is an amazing thing. If I ever have an animal that looks sketchy, 90% is the highest I can get, and that's why I run it, because I haven't been able to find 95%.
Oh,
I
I
can
got
find
95%. It's at Walmart.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look for it because I haven't been
Go to
able to find
Walmart.
hard 91.
If you can't
Well, she's
find
already
it
looking
at
it up
Walmart,
right
it
now.
doesn't exist.
Walmart app.
So, and by the way, when you use isopropyl alcohol, that is rough on your plastics. It's rough on all your gear. It's going to beat it up. It's going to tear it up. But you know what? It's not rough on the animals because it's going to dry. And then when I'm done isopropyl alcohol and everything, and I let it sit, I can come back with a wet water wipe because it's water soluble, and I can knock that down, because that isopropyl alcohol will kill mites.
Yes,
It will destroy those mites. It'll destroy the eggs. It'll kill all that stuff, right? Why I like it is that way when I bring in my girl cats here, I'm not going to hurt my invertebrate friends when I bring them in there, because I can wipe it down, because once it dries, I can then take those tarantulas and put it in there. And this is an even bigger one, right? For my
Do you use a
amphibian
different
friends,
camera for the inverts? Same camera?
Different lenses.
I use the same cameras for all the animals.
Do you change lenses then or something for smaller
Sometimes.
animals, or
Sometimes, depends on the animal.
okay.
So this is a macro lens. This is one of the reasons I use this Olympus. This is a native lens, and we'll talk about that in a second. Oh, I want to, before I forget that thought. So back to isopropyl alcohol. Amphibians, and this is a huge thing if you want to do multiple animals. What do we know about amphibians? They drink through the skin. So that means everything that is on your hands, everything that is in that light box, they will absorb that skin. So the Clorox bleach wipes that I use inside that thing, they're going to absorb. That isopropyl alcohol, they will absorb. So this is why we wipe it all down with water. And we have a special system where we use soap and water. We actually go at the show, and I have her take it and go take the acrylic piece you're going to sit on, and it gets washed off. We have one piece that the entire show is just for amphibians, because the only thing that touches it is soap and water. And it gets rinsed off heavily, so that way that animal in there isn't going to drink that, because guess what? It's not going to kill you right now. It's not going to kill you maybe this afternoon, but maybe in a day, maybe in a week, the animal dies. And what happened? Well, because the people that were doing that didn't clean off their stuff. So that also means that on your hands, it's great to use all that hand sanitizer and stuff, But if you got lotions on your hands, you got perfumes on your hands, any kind of makeup, any kind of stuff like that, that amphibian's going to suffer. So, and as well as some of the smaller animals, smaller inverts. So yeah, be mindful that wash with soap and water and rinse your hands off a lot with that water. It's also good for your gear too, so you're not constantly touching your gear with chemicals on your hands, because it's hard on them too. But this can be replaced much easier than an animal, and it doesn't have a soul. It doesn't have, living, breathing. So this is one of the things I want to make sure, like one of my biggest things when you talk about photography animals, your first and specific duty is to take care of the animal.
Yeah, I
Back to
noticed
lenses.
when you started doing the tarantulas after dark with Cat, um, you were very aware of the animal's different postures and behaviors and whatnot. And I always found that kind of nice that, like, because you work with so many different animals, you have to learn their behaviors, or you might just get tagged in the face, or you might have a tarantula with level 7 hairs get kicked all in your face, and now you're dealing
It's
with
not
that.
fun. It's not
No,
fun.
no.
And knock on wood, I want to keep this streak going, but I'm at 0 bites from tarantulas. I've handled hundreds of them.
Yeah.
Probably more than hundreds at this point. I just don't know. I never kept track, so
I've only
yeah.
ever I handle one now. She's great, dude. Like I was genuinely terrified of them. I still don't like the other spiders, but I'm more comfortable with the tarantula now than I ever was before. Yeah, they're not bad once you understand them.
I always joke that go get bit. It builds character, but seriously, don't get bit. It's not fun for anyone. The animal doesn't want to do it. That means they're not happy. Nobody's
Mm-mm.
happy.
Yep.
But lenses, right? That's where we're at there. Different types of lenses for different situations are definitely a thing. So depending on the type of shot that I want to take, animals specifically, I use a lot of macro lenses. And I also use something that a lot of other people haven't understood yet. I have a specific type of lens that I like. It's a 70 to 200 zoom lens, telephoto zoom lens. It is specific from Nikon. It has a macro setting on it. So when I get close, it actually automatically within the lens kicks over to a certain macro setting in it. So it's used to close focusing. And because it is a sports and action lens, that autofocus motor is super fast, right? So if you're going to use autofocus, one of the downside of macro lenses is they're not a fast focus, right? They don't track the movement as well, and they can't sit there and zoom in and zoom out with that focus motor, because, by the way, that's how that works. Inside that lens, that focus motor goes backwards and forwards to zoom in and out, right? That is actually zooming in and out to get that focus point. So in a sports and action lens, what you now have is that thing is zooming in and out really quick as I'm moving, and I'm zooming in and out in and of itself with the distance. So it's got to work overtime. So when you're getting something super tiny that wants to move fast, which a lot of critters do, I mean, in a super bright box, in a very stressful environment, they want to move quick. So having something that focuses really fast is good. The other thing I like, that lens, when I have it zoomed in at 200, which is its maximum, so 200 millimeters, right? It only allows me to focus if I'm at least 3 foot away. So if I've got an animal that doesn't like me close, that might potentially be dangerous or wants to strike at me a lot, it now tells me that it won't focus. Oops, I got too close as I'm looking through the lens, and I got a blurry picture. So I'm like, oh, got to back up. So it also keeps me and the animals a little more comfortable sometimes. So I've got an animal that's maybe a little dicey. Like when I've done some of down here, when I've done some of the venomous stuff, some of the hot stuff, it keeps me back. How do you take photos of something dangerous? From farther away.
Yeah.
And it sounds like a lot of people, think that that's funny, but it's definitely keeps you safer.
Yeah, for sure. I got a quick question. I want to if anybody has any questions, they come in a little late there in the chat. Make sure you throw those in there for Joe or anybody. I got a question, Joe. If there's a Fisherman lens that you can Frankenstein to put one together and make like the perfect lens, what would be in that? Like you were saying, like with the micro lenses
And
stuff like
we're gonna leave y'all till after the commercial.
Introducing the Python Portal, a ball python breeder who works on snow and true ghost combos as well as the Tiger Dean.
We also offer many unique custom 3D printed accessories, as well as custom merch, so don't forget to stop by and check us out.
The United States Association of Reptile Keepers is a science, education, and conservation-based advocacy for the responsible private ownership of, and trade in reptiles and amphibians. We endorse caging standards, sound husbandry, escape prevention protocols, and an integrated approach to vital conservation issues. Our goal is to facilitate cooperation between government agencies, the scientific community, and the private sector in order to produce policy proposals that will effectively address important husbandry and conservation issues. The health of these animals, public safety, and maintaining ecological integrity are our primary concerns.
I know.
Welcome back.
Here, have your other treat.
So the question was asked.
That is an amazingly painful question because now you've got me dreaming, Mike. You've got me dreaming.
we can give you a couple shows to think about. I just figured
Oh man, no,
throw that out there because I know Joe. He's like, oh man, I wish this one could have done that. You know, just
I wish my Nikon camera could do what my Olympus camera does. If I could get a 2-power native lens or better for a macro lens, and
In-body focus.
the in-body image stacking like they do for the macro shots like this guy does, if I could do that on my Nikon, oh baby, that would be amazing.
He already knew.
Those are probably the biggest things if I could do that. And it wouldn't even be I guess necessarily Frankenstein. It'd just literally be if I could copy it from this and then move it over to Nikon, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, that way you can put your own stuff, you know. That's what I meant by Frankenstein. And you know, what would you take out of one to make one perfect one?
So one thing that Olympus does really well, better than everybody else, is actually weatherizing your thing. So the weather sealing in Olympus is second to none. It's better than Nikon, it's better than Canon, and way better than Sony. Nikon's probably out of the big three got about the best, and is barely above Canon. Sony falls behind the other ones, but nobody can touch the Olympus with weather sealing. So yeah, if I could basically get a Nikon version of this guy, oh man, that would be dope.
Now, is there any cameras that you use that's waterproof or that can be made to be waterproof? Like if you're
all of
shooting
them.
Okay.
So they make underwater housings for about every camera out there. They're anywhere from $2,000 to $10,000 depending on which brand, which lens type of a deal you want to throw on it. And then you've got your little Ace Pro 2s or just like GoPros or DJIs. They all have underwater housings as well. There are actually, if you go out and look, there's actually YouTubes of guys like Matt Granger did it. He ran this under a faucet, then took it out to Southeast Asia. I can't remember which, Vietnam, Thailand, was it India? I can't remember one. And he's walking around these special hot pools, literally in his board shorts inside the pool with rainfall, you know, coming down and waterfalls and all kinds of crazy stuff. And just, I knowing that it can do that, I still just makes me shudder. But just saturating this thing.
Sorry, Joe. I can see you going to the Legacy Aquarium up in the Shark Tank or the stingrays and kind of getting up in there and taking the pictures of them and while they're swimming. So
I'd rather do the Shark Tank than the Stingray tank. Oof.
Yeah.
Stingrays took old Irwin out, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. No, that would be cool. Underwater photography is fun, but takes a lot. There's a learning curve to it. Probably one of the neatest photography stunts that I've seen. There's a guy out there that specializes in, he was like the surfing photographer, and he gets out there and gets the living crap beat out of him by the waves. He's got this big underwater housing. He ducks down under the waves. He's catching photos of guys in the curl as these guys are surfing.
Oh wow!
And this guy gets beat up more than the surfers. He's amazing. Oh, we're losing you, Sean.
You hear me now?
We're here now.
Clear.
Oh, there was a video the other day I was watching because I watch surf videos, and this damn great white was coming. You could see it in the wave as the surfer was surfing. He was coming towards like exiting the wave, and it exited the wave, and the surfer just got by, but all you saw was white water, and you're like, where'd the surfer go, bro? I know the shark didn't get him initially, but where's the surfer at?
Oof, those things, man.
That's wild.
I've watched people take photos of those. Those are very, very beautiful animals, very misunderstood, but still super dangerous.
I think they treat them a whole lot different under the water though, because it don't look like a big yummy ass seal on a surfboard.
Yep, that's a lot of it right there.
When those photographers are underwater, most of them you see they just push them on the nose.
Yep, they stand them
guide
upside down.
People are swimming with tiger sharks, bro, pushing them on the nose.
Yep, they've learned they can actually stand them upside down and it chills them out. Something about it.
Puts them
I mean,
to
good
sleep.
for you. Not necessarily my choice.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I'm still the same guy that even as they're talking, like a lot of these killer whale pods are starting to get a little bit more dicey. I'd still like to jump in a pod of those and get some really cool underwater photos.
That would be awesome.
Oh yeah. You know, the only killer whale deaths I think that I can think of were all in captivity against humans. I don't think there's a case where one has actually killed a human in the wild.
The closest they've come is they've sunk a couple boats now because all the seals end up on the boats. And they're learning that there's seals up on the boat. So they started going after smaller sailboats and bumping them, trying to get seals off them, whether they are or aren't up there. But that's the most I've heard.
That's got to be, I mean, those things are incredibly smart to be doing stuff like that, man.
Right.
Makes you think like, oh boy.
Probably actually the one I generally actually get hurt with is I would love to do different types of eels underwater, like some of those really cool different versions of moray eels would be a lot of fun. But
that would be cool.
If there was a country, sorry, Joe.
Go ahead, Mike.
I was going to ask you if there was a country or the island that you would like to do underwater photography. Where would you like to go?
Oh. Underwater? Oh, there's a lot of beautiful places. I don't know if there's necessarily one place that I would choose underwater right off the bat. Because I mean, whether you're in the Atlantic or the Pacific, any of the oceans, I don't think you can go wrong. There's beautiful water everywhere.
Yeah.
My wife already knows the one place in the world I would choose if I was going to do photos. She's about to answer already. But that would be on dry land. Dry-ish.
Dry-ish. It's got snow.
What?
Snow, is it snow leopard? Snow leopards in Nepal, up in Kilimanjaro.
No, that's Africa. The Himalayas.
Himalayas, sorry.
Are you doing that?
We'll see. We'll see if my body can do it, because understand that the altitude at which these are at and the amount of, so everybody laughs, right? Like I told people, I said it would be really cool to go to the base camp of Everest, and they're all kind of like, why is that a big deal? I'm like, do you know how high the base camp of Everest is?
Good Lord, it's super high up there, man. It's like Mile High Stadium, right? You're like,
no,
oh my
higher.
God, this is like, yeah, it's higher than that, but still.
I want to say it's like 13,000 feet.
Is it?
I'll do a quick little Google search, folks, and we'll figure that out. How high is the base camp of Everest?
13,764 feet.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was extremely wrong, folks. 17,000.
The answer is?
It's still a good ways.
17,500 feet. Yep. So that's
Wild.
super high up there, and you figure most of the snow leopards, I think, are operating in the area of 8 to 10,000 feet, somewhere in that range. I have to go back and check. I
Why don't you
believe,
just
but they're
start taking trips to Denver, like little short trips to Denver,
right.
staying a day or
So,
two, and then a week, like just
It's
before
not the
you go.
altitude.
so they are up mountains, and I don't know if you noticed, but I'm a little fluffy. Um, and
If you got time, I'll break you off, bro.
Um,
I know a trainer that'll make you straight yak.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
already
Hey,
scared
bro,
me.
fat will have nowhere to hide on you, bro.
oh
It
goodness.
will have
But
nowhere to
that is
hide.
definitely where I would like to go. Plus, the expense of it is nice, and you can double up. You get to do Nepal and go up there. They actually have a huge range, so you can go all the way up to Mongolia and find snow leopards. You can find them in Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, all the stands.
So
Um,
I hope you're bringing like a thermal camera or something with you because those animals are super well hidden in those mountains.
well,
It could be
here's the other
sitting
point.
right in front of you and you would not even know it was there. You're like, oh, that's a nice rock. Wait, why is that rock moving? Oh shit, that's
They're hard to see, but that leads me to my next point. Want to venture a guess as to the prices of the lenses that you would want to bring with you?
Oh.
So,
15 to
Do
20.
you have to have special
yep,
lenses because of
about 15
altitude?
grand, Mike. Mike
Yeah.
called it about 15 grand. And then if I bring a second one that's got a little bit more distance, that guy would be about 8 grand.
Wow.
Yup. Two
Dude, you got a
lenses.
cool wife, bro. 100%.
Yeah,
My
Tim.
life insurance policy is really good, and fooling around in
I
a
guess
mountain
so.
with high altitude sickness, I mean, that stuff gets paid for. It's like drops in the pond.
Yeah, Tim. He's out in Yellowstone. He's been out there for quite a while doing
Yeah.
photography and stuff
He's
like that.
Yeah, what Intrepid Exotics?
Yeah.
Go give
Yes.
him a look. He's got some amazing photos from out there out west. I
That was
mean,
our
it
guest on
was
the breakdown during
yep,
season 1, wasn't that Mike?
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
man.
running
It was one of my
a
favorite
nice
guests, dude.
Canon. And I think he's got an R5 II. Very nice camera. Very great wildlife camera. He's killing it. He's living his best life out there. I think actually check him out. He's doing some guiding too for you for photography.
Yep.
So if you're into wildlife photography, and especially if you are not wildlife oriented, the animals out there are not like what we have here in Michigan. They'll murder you. Do not pet the
Oh,
fluffy cows out there.
dude, there was a clip there too just recently. This guy was taking photos of bears, and this bear just ran up on him. I was like, "Oh my god!" I don't know how he got away, but he
Yeah, the buffalo herd out
you
there.
don't really outrun the bear, right? Because the bear can outrun you and do it for miles.
The only way you're outrunning that bear is if you're running with somebody, you trip that other somebody, and you keep going.
Your shirt.
Nice
Yeah,
knowing you,
I
Mike.
do have a shirt that says I don't have to outrun the bear. I just have to outrun you.
Or you have a nice fat salmon in your sack. That
Just like
sack
with a
is
dog.
only with a salmon, so it only smells that one sack. And you
Yeah,
throw
just
it
like
at the
with
bear and hope he eats.
yeah, just like with dogs when we go for a walk, me and my Otis. I was like, hear that dog barking coming? She goes, no. I was like, I hear it. I was like, all I got to do is outrun you. She goes, what do you mean? I said, it's going to get you before it will me. And she goes, but you can't see, you're blind. I said, I'm going to keep running until I either hit something or I'll just keep going.
Yep.
So
I tell you what, that leads me to a good segue point. So, ethics of photography, right? I love that the National Park Service turns these yahoo ding dongs into memes and jokes and funny little cartoons because, dude, come on, stay back from the animals, leave them alone. This is not Disney. They don't want to be touched. They don't have an inner spirit that wants to be loved. They want to be left alone, and they're going to let you know. Africa has actually had some of the same issues a ways back that what Yellowstone did, where people would try to get up too close to the elephants. Lo and behold, they get beat up. They get too close to the gorillas, and the gorillas end them.
Can you imagine getting hit with
Or
an
they want to
elephant
get out
trunk?
and touch the kitties. They
Like,
want to get out and
Oh,
pet the kitties.
so
I see some
awesome.
dumbasses do that, and I'm like, what are you doing?
there was a picture of a sign that says, "Please do not feed the wild animals; they can be deadly." And the ladies like on the other side of it trying to feed a bear or something. It's like people are just crazy.
All day long, and you see it. Like, there are amazing videos out there. There's one, I wish I could find it again. There's one on YouTube of two nice lady park officers out west somewhere trying to urge people to get away from the mama bear and the cubs. And the only reason I think this bear didn't charge is because they're up like on a little 3 or 4 foot ravine where or hill where the road had gone through, and it was just a little bit of a cliffish type thing. Not that the bear couldn't get up it, it was just not worth the effort at the point, and there were too many targets for it to attack at once. So it was being intelligent, holding back till whatever opportunity presented itself. And they're literally telling them, like, get back. This is a very dangerous situation. And they finally had to start yelling at people. They're telling them to get in their cars, and people are literally leaning over like they're at the red carpet trying to take photos over the top of the security. And you're just like, goodness.
Yeah, there's always one in every group.
The problem I had was there was multiple in the group, and it's the same thing. You see them, you watch people get tossed around by the buffalo on the road, and it's the repetitiveness of how much this happens. I'm just like, oh man, I hope
Get
that
headbutted by a
bison
mountain
didn't break a
goat.
horn.
That would be crazy.
But yeah, no, it's in that is one of the few things I want to say. Cell phones are not for all of your photography. And that is one of the curses of cell phones. Everybody gets too close, and they want to get that photo, so they get way too close. I'm taking a picture of buffalo. I'm not using my 7200. I want at least a 400 on there, if not bigger. So
Bigger is
step
better.
back, get away, distance, baby.
Yeah, you'll have some people have like. Sorry, Joe. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, in the world of dangerous animal warfare, think of your camera as the gun. You want a big old scope on it from far away, and big lens, big distance, big fun.
Big snow leopards.
Yeah, baby.
Hey, look, dude, if you go on that adventure, bro, you gotta. We'll have to send some shorts on the channel of your progress there.
Yeah, watch me dying like looking like
It's
a
gonna
fat
be like
goldfish
the
on the side of
uncle
a
of Mr.
mountain.
D's. What was his
Hey,
uncle's
you
name?
know what you need to do right before you go out on that photography trip for the snow leopards? Take those two gray strips you have on that red beard there, braid them up real nice, and then put some little Viking things on the bottom and just be like, "Yeah, I'm used to this." And they'll be like, "Oh, he's a big Viking. Let him go. He's fine."
Now, the minute I step up and they hear my knees, my back crack, and everything else, it's the truth's going to be told.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be like the hyenas on Lion King. Oh, it's lunchtime.
That's about it. That's about
say it
it.
again, man.
Bring the forks and plates. It's dinner. Oh,
What's up,
man.
Mission Morphs?
Hey, what's up, John? How's it going?
Mitch Morse in the house. What's up? What's
Heck
up?
yeah.
Better late than never. I love it. Thanks for
Heck yeah.
tuning in, man.
What's up?
So,
You got any photography questions?
Yeah, actually,
And if you're, go ahead, Sean. Sorry.
so the cameras, how do you know if the camera will take video for you? Because a lot of these cameras are very digital these days, and they have multiple uses that they could be used for. I've
It's
seen it at
harder.
like shows and stuff.
It's harder to find a camera now that doesn't take video. It's really tough to find a camera that doesn't take video. They all shove video into it now. It's which ones do video well and stills well.
Good
If
luck
you
at
want to
that.
do both on the same camera, that gets really good video and really good stills, you're going to spend money. You're talking nothing under $3,000, I would say, for the body. ish, give or take.
That's some expensive bodies in your profession there, sir. 3,000, 7,000, 8,000. These are just bodies. You're not even talking about lenses.
Depends
And I
on
would
the
imagine
company
the
you go with.
lenses.
So let's talk Fujifilm right here. That's one of the few that I haven't shot yet. Regularly, I've played with them a little bit. They're a great company. So there's three main sensor sizes that your general public's going to use. The smallest being micro four thirds, the largest being full frame, which is what most of Canon and most of Nikon and most of Sony shoots. Then there's a one slightly smaller than full frame called ASP-C, right? Which is slightly smaller. That's what Fuji shoots. Nikon and Canon and Sony all have a lot of cameras in that realm. That's their mid-tier to lower tier cameras. Fuji, all their cameras are ASP-C sensors. Now, the smaller
Nice.
the sensor size, the harder it is to capture light, right? If you're thinking of it like a vase, right? This is the vase for, where's my hands? This is the vase, right? 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot vase, right? Now you're going to collect water in that. And then you're going to take that water and you're going to start filling a bathtub. All right. Or like a 5-gallon bucket versus a 2.5-gallon bucket versus a 1-gallon bucket. Right. And you're trying to fill your bathtub with water. That sensor is your bucket. And that light is the amount of light you need in that tub, right? To fill that tub is the amount of light I need to make that photo work. How many times do I have to fill that tub, right? That's how hard, that's how much effort you have to do to get that tub filled, to get that perfect exposure. So the smaller the sensor size, the harder it has to work. So, and that
Hey,
results in a
Joe,
few different things. Yeah, what's up, buddy?
I think John wants to challenge you. I spent
Uh-oh.
way more than that on this beer belly body. Yeah. Yeah. I think you might have spent more getting his beer belly than you did on camera parts.
I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to deny that. I've seen the price of beer lately, man.
Ugh.
I like that. I like that. Yeah. How do you want to spend your money? That's a good point. I like it. But yeah, so go to look at Fuji, right? They have that kind of mid-range sensor that they've gone and done a lot of work to make it nice, and you don't spend as much. So I think their flagship model is around $3,000-ish for the body. So that's a flagship, and it's like, oh, $3,000's a lot. Well, when you compare it to Sony's flagship model, I think it's 6,500. Nikon is 6 or 5,500. No, it's 5,500 for Nikon still, and Canon I think is at 6. So now you compare $3,000. $3,000's a lot easier to swallow than those prices.
6
So
grand.
now, and this is where it really matters, right? Like we're talking these body prices, lens prices, right? So this is $1,000 for this lens, roughly, but it's a 2-power lens. There's nothing comparable to it. If there was an equal, it would be almost double for a full frame lens. The top tier lens, I think, for this guy is $5 or $6,000, whereas the top tier lens for Nikon, Sony, those are like in that 15-ish range. So when you start pricing that out, that matters, because if you're going to have 4 lenses and the lenses only cost me $1,000, okay, $4,000, that's expensive. That's a lot of money, but double that getting into a full frame group, now you're into 8, 9-ish grand. That's a significant difference.
Ooh. Yeah.
So yeah. So now we've taken what? So 8, 9 grand for lenses, 5 to 6.5 for a body.
Body. Yeah.
15,000.
Yep. You're
That's
up to about 15,000. Now I go to Fuji, I can cut that cost in half. I know, granted, that's still like 6 to 7 grand, but that's a significant price difference.
That's way easier of a pill to swallow.
Yep. Now there's downsides. I think that Fuji has limitations on sports photography. I think that they have limitations on landscape and wildlife photography. They're not my particular go-to, but for all-around cameras, for people, for weddings, for just a little bit of everything, I think that they do really well. They do have long distance. You can do it. I just don't like them as much, and that's my personal preference. If there's any Fuji guys out there listening, they're gonna eat me alive, telling me how great their system is and what it can and can't do. They all have their pros and their cons. They all have their detractors. So you just got to find what works for you. Nikon personally worked for me. I could take out a Canon, a Nikon, a Sony, a Fuji, and Olympus, and I can get the results I want. It just depends on how I get there and what work I have to do to get it to that point. And I like the way that Nikon does it for me. And when I'm doing certain macro photography, I like the way Olympus does it. And when we're going to start doing some of the stuff it shows, I like the way the Insta360 does for some of the stuff I'm doing for the advertising, the marketing for those shows. So pick the tool. Not everything's a sledgehammer. Not everything's a ball peen hammer. Not everything's a framing hammer. Pick the tool that works best in the situation for you. And you have to decide what kind of photography I want to do. For wildlife and landscape, I typically tell people either Sony or Nikon. If you're a weddings person, I tell them like any of it will work, but Canon is probably my favorite. And then behind that, if I don't want to spend a lot of money, Fuji. Fuji does a great at weddings and people stuff. So
Right.
there are different uses, and it's hard because when you see a camera, you're trying to put them all on the table as the same, and certain companies have better characteristics for one thing or another. But you can use your camera to do everything. My camera does better with wildlife and landscape photos. Can I do weddings with it? All day long. Can I do people with it? All day long. And can I do sports with it? All day long.
Well, because you got that action right for the sports, right? So
But
that
it's
works.
a 45, and we're going to get into megapixels. This is the other one, right? Megapixels are what mess everybody up. More megapixels are better, right?
Maybe.
Are they? No.
Maybe.
So once again, it's the right tool for the job. So in low light, less megapixels are better. So when I'm shooting sports, I want like a 25 megapixel camera, especially when there's low light. Less noise, less graininess to the photos. When I take my 45 megapixel camera and I was shooting like our local little baseball team, Lansing Lugnuts, when the normal light, daylight went down and they kicked on the stadium lights, all of a sudden I started getting lots of grain, lots of noise. I had to start really messing with the settings to get usable photos. And when I say usable, that means passable, not great, not awesome, usable photos. And I wished I'd had a lower megapixel camera there to do the work at night. So
Karina says she wishes her Nikon was better in low light.
what Nikon do you have?
The 50, I believe, is what she said.
Z50?
It's the one that's not doing good in light, Joe.
All right, let me look
It
back
shut
up.
up. I think she said Z50.
While Joe's doing that, if you're coming in late or you're watching the replay, put in hashtag replay homies. If you have a question for Joe or anybody, throw that in the comments after the show, and we can get to it on the next show.
Z50II.
Oh, Z52. That's actually, there we go. Yep. Z52 is a really nice camera. And yep, you're going to struggle a little bit in low light. That should be an ASPC sensor, which is a smaller range of sensor. My son shoots the first gen of that. I actually really like that camera. For bang for your buck, that is an amazing camera. It does not do a lot of cool stuff that some of the bigger cameras do, and that sucks. If you shoot on the, I can't remember on the Z52, do they still have the mechanical shutter? I think they do. If they do, shoot with your mechanical shutter. That will help.
She says she loves it, but inside bites.
So one of the cool things with the new mirrorless that they do, the viewfinder in here is not an optical viewfinder anymore. It's an electronic viewfinder. So when you get it off of the automatic modes and you actually go to manual mode, mirrorless changed the game. It turned most of your cameras with an EVF manual became the cheat mode, because now you see exactly what that photo is going to look like through the viewfinder, whereas optical viewfinders, it was a guess. So with your old DSLRs, okay, I think I got my settings up, take a picture, oh crap, too bright, oh crap, too dark. I can see what my photo is going to look like through my electronic viewfinder now. So when I get my settings in manual, I know what I'm shooting before doing it. So it's really like, it's cheat mode. It helps out so much. Now I haven't played with the Z52, but I think that one now will do that as well, and that will help. And the ASPC sensors take a little bit more love, so that means for folks, everybody go up if you want to know more about photography. Really, the only thing that matters from the old days is the photographic triangle, right? Your aperture, your what they call the film speed, your ISO, right, and your shutter speed. So aperture, how big the lens opens, right? So I'm typically going to want to open this up as big as I can in a low light to get as much as I can, unless there's specific reasons. I'm going to knock my shutter speed down as much as I can and bump my ISO up as much as I can. So that gives me a little bit better balance. It allows more light to come in, and each camera is going to be different. How much you can bump that ISO versus where that noise and graininess starts to come in. Your shutter speed before you start having blur, and the aperture. The downside of the aperture is that most people think that wide open, right? So this is a 2.8 aperture. So f2.8 is the largest that opening can go. The sharpest this lens will be is not at its widest open. It's somewhere in the middle. So if it goes down to like f22 to where it's like a little pinhole, somewhere around like f9-ish will be its sharpest. So you're starting to give up to get that photo in where you want it to be exposure wise. I'm starting to give up sharpness on different levels, right? Whether it's grain and noise, whether it's blur from being motion, or whether it's just lack of sharpness from the lens because I've got it tweaked out to its widest open. Now, most of your modern lenses, I don't worry about aperture as much. It's the depth of field you're going to lose. So when it's wide open, it's going to be its shortest depth of field, which means the least amount is going to be in focus. So that's really what I worry more about losing with that. Is that too much, everybody?
No, that was very interesting, man.
That's a
So
fun fact.
look, guys, homies, if you like what Joe's cooking over here with Joe's photography, Joe Fisherman, Jay Fisherman, um, I like Joe Fisherman. It's better that way because
Don't forget Miss Carey
want to
too.
say your name's Jay because of the Jay Fisherman, right? Even Mike's like, no, his name's Joe. I'm like, I know his name's Joe.
Hey,
but
you
the
know what?
whole
I've
Jay-
had people go like, "You're that one fisherman dude, right?" I've actually had a couple people ask me that before, which is really cool. You're like, "You watch me online? You're like one of the 5 people that's seen me?"
Aren't you that
Whoa!
fisherman guy that does photography and takes pictures? Yeah, I've heard that on the
Right.
show.
Well, if you guys like that, man, we need 25 likes for this to get it on its feet. And we have Big Joe taking big shots on the Big Homies channel.
Yeah, if you guys would like to see more of this, because what we can do is start. There's a lot of information thrown out there, and it's so much. I've taught
Oh, yeah.
classes on this, and I actually have it broke down into the simplest bricks that I possibly can. And I usually try to do it over a couple of days so that way we can digest one little part into another.
I
An
know
entire show could go into buying cameras. An entire show could go into the photographic triangle. It could go into lenses, into bodies, into sensor sizes. I mean, all these things can be entire shows just themselves. So let me know what you guys want to hear. If you want to see more of this, let us know what you want to
Put
hear
it down
about.
in the comments too after
Yeah,
the
there
show.
could be
Put
there
it
could
down
be
in the
one show
comments
just
what
on
you'd like to
batteries
see.
because I could imagine there's different types of batteries and for certain situations, cold weather, warm, hot. I mean, it's just
Well, yeah,
Yes.
he's going to need certain batteries for that trip, right?
Yeah.
Yes and no. So that's actually a really great question too. So camera companies are jerks. Each body is going to have its own batteries. And so I would actually have to go and check and see if Karina's batteries fit the original version, the the Z51 Mark 1 versus the Mark 2, because sometimes even switching from the next generation, they'll switch batteries in it. Sometimes for performance, sometimes to fit it in a body, sometimes you just have to buy more. Yeah. So my son's battery does not fit my Nikon. I think some models in Nikon and some models in Canon will share a similar battery, but very few. Usually it's only 1 or 2 models that will share the same battery. So almost every model has different batteries. And they only have one style of battery that'll fit in there, which is a jerk move. But I'm about to give everybody the cheat code on batteries. There's 2 cheat codes. So in cold weather, batteries die fast. So you get, luckily I have it here. This is a handy dandy little power bank, and almost all the modern day cameras will, lots of cords. One of these nice little USB-C cords that I can't unplug because it's attached to stuff. We'll plug into this and we'll plug into your camera. So now what happens when we're charging our phones, folks? You ever notice they get warm? Well, that's a good thing in the cold. That's how you keep them warm. You plug one of these little power banks into your camera itself when you're out in really cold weather. It will keep that battery charging. Your battery won't die, and it'll keep the camera itself warm. It's worked. I've used it in Antarctica.
Yep. Okay, that was my next question. Yep.
Well,
oh, hold on, one last one. So the second cheat code, and this is the big one, folks. When you buy one of these, right? Look on Amazon for knockoff batteries. And for the older cameras, you had to make sure that they were unlocked or ready for the software in this, but most of your modern ones, your newer ones, will be just fine. I pay half the cost for, and I'm shooting a Nikon Z9, their flagship model, and I shoot knockoff batteries. I think they're Wasabi Power maybe, or one of those other ones.
Wasabi?
And I tell you what, yeah, Wasabi.
Wasabi.
But yeah, even for this guy, I shoot knockoff batteries because it takes 2. Yeah, these are B&M Premium right here. See, focus. There we are. Little focus. So I pay half the price, if not less, sometimes for those batteries from Amazon, and they're a little less milliamp hours. But I'm telling you right now, we're talking the difference of maybe 30 minutes of power. For my big Nikon batteries, maybe an hour, which sounds like a lot, but when I'm talking 8 hours versus 9 hours, but I can save 100 to 120 bucks per battery, I'll give up that hour, man. I'll just buy an extra. I can buy 2 batteries for the price of my Nikon brand battery, and all I'm losing is, an hour per battery. Worth it. But I got 2 batteries, so at the end of the day, I got way more for that hour I lost. So, but that's the hook, right? Those are the 2 big cheat codes for batteries.
There you go. You guys heard it here first, man. You get cheat codes, you get lens information, and rabbit holes we probably shouldn't go down when it comes to photography.
Right.
And yeah, like I
Karina?
said, man, you guys like it. Get this thing up to 25 likes. We'll get Joe on his own show. And because I know there's a lot of you out there that need this show. Y'all need this show. You got to see how to set up your animals in a box, how to take photos of them. I'm one of them, so I'm rooting. I'm gonna go like the show right now after we're done.
I beat you to it.
Karina, I would love to hear. It says I can't use aftermarket batteries. That's interesting. Maybe that's something new with the Z52 I don't know about, but almost every camera that I've ever played with, you can. Every once in a while, they'll try to put a software in some of these to where they got to be real careful with that, because they get caught doing that. That is going to be a huge Apple-sized, Apple iOS size slap on the hand if you don't allow people to use aftermarket batteries.
Wow. That
So
was
tons of others say it kills it. I'd be interesting to see the actual research, because I will say that the Facebook rumors and so-called experts on Facebook have steered a lot of people wrong. And you always do want to err on the side of caution. So I don't want to tell you to go do something that's going to nerf your camera, but I would be very surprised that an aftermarket battery destroys it, because I'm running aftermarket in my Nikon Z9, in my Olympus EM1X. My son's running them in his Nikon Z50. I'm running aftermarket batteries in my Ace, my Insta360 X5, which is their newest. And I'll probably run some in the Ace Pro 2 as well. And we'll run aftermarket batteries in our Makita push mower that's a battery powered. So,
Wow.
because
Push motor, battery powered.
like we just talked about, them things be expensive. So anywhere that I can save money that actually doesn't mess with performance, mess with the quality of the product I'm tuning out, I'm all about.
Yeah, for
Any which
sure.
way. But
there you go, man.
I'm
Hey, look,
gonna
man.
pique my interest. I'm definitely gonna look into that, Karina. And so stay tuned for next episode for we'll talk about that. We'll throw that out there.
Heck yeah,
Thanks, Joe.
y'all.
Thanks, Kerry.
Yep. Thank y'all for tuning in. We do this all the time. And if it wasn't for you homies out there, we would definitely not be having a show like we do each and every week. Hey, so on Saturday, guys, make sure you tune in to the Big Homies Breakdown. Why, Mike? Why should they tune in on Saturday?
This Saturday we have a reschedule for Tom Crutchfield.
Yeah, you guys definitely don't want to miss this one. And we're
Did you
really
say Tom
excited to be having
Crutchfield?
Tom.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tom Crutchfield?
Yes.
Tom Crutchfield? Y'all know who
Yes.
Tom Crutchfield is, people? Like, if you don't know who
Yes.
Tom Crutchfield is, you need to watch his show.
Yeah.
If you know what Tom
definitely
Crutchfield
need
is, you're
tune
going to
in
be
on
there anyway.
Saturday. This is going to be a great show.
I mean, are we
With
talking
that-
about this cool guy that's been doing croc monitors forever, that walks out there like it's his own little Jurassic Park and sitting here scratching a chin of him like they're his best friends? Is that Tom Crutchfield?
Yes.
Bill, we've got a picture
Wait,
with
hold on.
That's the
Bill
one.
and Stacy.
Crutchfield.
She was laying in the bed watching TV with the croc monitor.
Hold on, I might still have that up here. Hold on.
John's got it, I think.
No,
I know
it's in the
they're
email
from-
again. I took it out because
email.
we didn't have the show that day.
Yeah, I know he's got some a few years ago, he was doing Venom stuff, like teaching the Army and stuff like that to work with Venom and all that other good stuff. We'll get into that Saturday. So,
Oh yeah. So guys, make sure you all tune in. Joe, Kerry, thank you all for coming in. Mike, thanks for being Mike, dude.
thanks, Sean. Appreciate you.
bro.
Yeah,
Thank you,
dude,
Joe.
thanks,
Thank you,
guys. This is
Gary.
an awesome show, man. This is a lot of fun.
Y'all have a great night, and we'll see y'all Saturday.